Thank you so much to everybody who is supporting me on Patreon. Your generosity and support is greatly appreciated. I love you all so much. If you like what I do and want to support me in a more personal way, then consider joining my Patreon page today. The link is at the top of the description. Hello and welcome back to the Triton Lego Railway layout. This is not a new segment. This is number 6 if I recall correctly. This is part 3 of the goods yard, revisited. I know, right? Something different. Recently I made goods yard part 4, and that's introduced a coal hopper tower to the segment. Now things got a bit confusing to me because I thought, well, narrow gauge is something I have on my layout, but it's just a straight line and it doesn't go anywhere. What do I do? How do I get the coal hopper to, feed the narrow gauge engines? Things got a bit weird and, I suppose out of control, because ultimately the narrow gauge line got torn up. The transition platform is now just a basic cargo platform. It's something where some freight wagons would come along and be unloaded manually. There is a staircase at the back with some small fences to make sure nobody falls off, and a small pathway decorated with some small 1x1 circular tiles to represent stones. And it's nice, it's thin, it's something different, something I kind of made work. It's a bit too thin for my liking, but again, this is something that was done without making orders. I don't really care for this going any wider. I think 2 studs wide looks quite nice on its own, but still, it's something. More machinery and miscellaneous structures, because I need to fill this space up with something. So yes, this is something I thought I'd just put together. I was having a bit of fun just playing around with some of the bricks. This is Lego, this is still a toy. Having fun with it is one of the best things about Lego. So this first one I'm going to talk about is the smaller one of the two. The 3 black cylinders and the 2 kind of fence pieces I took from another part of the goods yard. It's got some scaffolding pieces around it. It's nothing major, but it's something nice to look at. Something small and simple. Something that isn't small or simple is this thing. I have no idea what this is supposed to represent. This is just me playing around with some of the bricks I had, mostly in the yellow box. And ultimately, I actually really like what this has turned into. Again, it doesn't make sense. It's not anything that you would see in real life. I tried to go for that Fallout sort of, in Fallout 76. I said this previously as well. It's in the goods yard, in that ash heap. I can't remember what it's called. But you just see so many machines and structures. I wanted to try and capture that look again. I would say I've done a good job of that because, it's a bit weird and wonderful. But if you think this could actually relate to something and actually be of use because of some of the parts I've got used there, that's pretty cool because it's letting the imagination run wild. Now this is a fairly simple segment, and this reminds me of the second part to the maintenance shed, where all it really had going was the ash heap, coal bunker, and the water tower on the siding. This is a little bit more exciting because the greyness of it all kind of makes it look a little bit more gritty. Yes, there's only a platform, a small kind of walk along there, and 2 random structures. It's not really too exciting, but it does have story to it. There used to be narrow gauge track here. It's connected to something before and something that goes after. So ultimately, when you see this in one grand layout, it's going to look really cool. It will all work. I promise it will. It's just a bit difficult to show it all in one big space like this. So there we go, that is the end of this video for the Triton Lego Railway layout. I didn't intend to do this as its own kind of individual video, but I thought it was worthwhile. I'm also going to do a video of this segment and the coal tower segment next to each other, just because I was kind of playing around with the 2 at the same time. It would be nice to see how these 2 look when they are connected together. Thank you for everybody who is supporting me on Patreon. Your generosity and support is greatly appreciated. If you like what I do and want to support me in a more personal way, then consider joining my Patreon page today. If you haven't joined my TLR Discord server, then be sure to do so whenever you can. The link to the page is at the top of the description as well. It's really fun being able to talk with some of the community members and some fans of my channel. And ultimately, I am very happy for your time watching this video here today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.